I am just going to take a short video because I am on this trail that connects Valpellin, which is down in that direction, to Aosta, which is basically in the other direction, and it runs pretty much level for several kilometers. It's quite a nice walk. So I'm just going to show to the north we've got mountains with snow still. There's been snow over the last weekend in altitude, about 20-30 centimeters according to the locations. The mountains that are visible there are those towards the Great St. Bernard Pass. At this level here, we are about 700 meters here. I don't think there's been any significant snow. But anyway, one of the reasons why I have stopped, and by the way, on the other side is Pila and the sort of area that goes towards Mount Emilius, which is not visible from this location, but it's basically in this direction is Aosta, so these would be the mountains above Aosta. But the main reason why I have stopped in this particular spot is because we've got a beautiful large tree. Obviously at this altitude here, as I said, 700 meters here, 700, 800, they would not have grown on their own. They would have been planted. Maybe some of them have self-seeded since, but basically they're not really at the altitude where they're supposed to grow. So, given that we are at a lower location in terms of altitude, it's actually easier to see what happens, because larch is the only conifer at our latitudes that has got deciduous leaves, which means that in the autumn it loses its leaves. No other conifer does it in Europe. So at the moment we've got the growth of this year. These are the young leaves, but it's very interesting because one of the most notable features of any conifer, but at the moment it's visible on this particular one, is that we've got the male flowers and the female flowers coming out at once. So these tiny yellow buds which you might see, these would be the male catkins, because we don't really speak of flowers for a conifer, or at least this is the type of inflorescence, if you like. So they are yellow and rather inconspicuous. They're not open yet. Once they open, they release the pollen, which is like a yellowish kind of powder. And at the same time, let's see if I can show this, we've got the female as well. So, and the female is much more showy because it's got this beautiful sort of crimson kind of color, like magenta color, very bright. And basically what you're looking at here is a young cone, female inflorescence, which is going to become a cone when the cycle is over. The male flowers, which you can also see here, will only pollinate the female flower, and that's it. Their function is done. So basically you won't see them anymore, they will just fall off. While this one will remain and will eventually ripen into a cone. So of course it will go from this beautiful bright pink to being brown. Well, green first and then brown. And I might just be able to show you the cones from last year, or maybe even 2 years ago, because they remain dead on the branches. Because basically when they are ripe, they will open up, they will release the seeds. The seeds are winged, as in most conifers, and then they will just fly away, while the structure will remain on the branches, sometimes for several years, even though many fall off with wind or with the snowfalls. But anyway, here you have it. Larix decidua, European larch. Decidua clearly meaning deciduous, so a plant that loses its leaves in winter. Beautiful tree. Thanks for watching.